Hey guys, I'm going to talk to you today about Rising Fury. This is pretty much for warriors. Rising Fury, we get this move early on. It's an attack that you can use twice. I believe you take 30% less damage while using it. Does more damage under 50% health. Those are kind of the basic things you notice when you get the skill. And it seems pretty mediocre when you first use it. But, as a bunch of you have probably read, if you've looked into it, a lot of the warriors from TERA will include this in their guides and whatnot, is that it's actually used to dramatically increase mobility in fight and deal damage at the same time. It can be used as an escape, it can be used as a small gap closer, get you out of those AoEs. It's pretty much one of the greatest skills a warrior has, and it should be used a lot. Can I give you an example of Rising Fury in action so you can kind of get an idea of how it works? So, combat move speed is pretty slow, right? Well, when you use Rising Fury, it comes a lot faster. And the cooldown for Rising Fury is pretty short, so you can pretty much spam it. But it also links to blade draw, which is great. That's a good source of damage. If you happen to invest in the blade draw cooldown, this can get you some pretty good damage output there. So I guess just take a look. Use it to get out of those swipes instead of dodging. Use it to keep around the back of a mob or a BAM so you don't take damage. Save those dodges for when you really need them. And it's been said before, and I'll say it again, that you could pretty much defeat a BAM just by using Rising Fury and your combo attack. It's pretty simple. I use it so often that I have ended up binding it to my shift and left click. So I basically use it as if it's an extension of my movement or combo attack. The thing about Rising Fury, just like a lot of other warrior skills, is that it aims where your character is facing, not where your camera is facing. So, when using Rising Fury, if you want to be able to move your character in sharp angles, like if you're getting around a BAM or something like that, then you're going to want to be holding down whatever direction you want your character to be facing while you're doing it. So it's a bad idea to have this thing, this skill bound to one of the number keys, because your middle finger pretty much needs to be on one of the movement keys. So, for example, changing directions 180 degrees. It's going to be really difficult to do that if you're holding down 3 or whatever to start your Rising Fury, because your hand needs to be in W. You need to turn the camera, and it needs to continue to be in W for it to turn around. So let me get out of here. Kind of prove my point there, and I'll kind of demonstrate a little further. He's loud. Okay. So here's the camera. Here's where my character's facing. Using Rising Fury will pretty much activate where my character's facing. I've had friends who play warriors who have had trouble with this, so this is kind of why I'm making this video. Holding down W to move. Use Rising Fury, change the camera, while continue to hold W, and you'll pretty much go where the camera's facing. But the key is you have to be holding down a direction, and it's pretty instant. So Rising Fury, switch directions from W to S, and you go that way. It can be useful in situations where you're backed up against a wall or something and you can't really move your camera, but you need to get out of that AoE without spinning your camera around or whatever. It can be used to dodge AoEs, it can be used to get closer, move around, do damage. It's a great skill. You should really incorporate it into your warrior gameplay. Makes a huge difference, and like I said, I've bound mine to shift left click. It makes it super seamless and just, it's great. I've also bound my Death from Above to shift right click, and my evasive roll is right click, so it's kind of the same token there. My dodges are on the right, my basic attacks are on the left, and it's just super easy. It makes soloing BAMs as a warrior so much easier, and I think every warrior should know this. So that's that, and I hope you learned from it.